Looking for a route to success without pain is depriving yourself of the beauty of becoming a man. I think no trilogy of movies depicts that better than the Godfather trilogy. To live like a man that pulls the strings, rather than a man that's a puppet to everybody else. To live like a man with power. And these are the lessons that I think every man should learn. The movies are all about pain and struggle. They're about pain, struggle, and brotherhood, and a man being the head of that and dealing with that pain and turning it into success. And that's a beautiful metaphor for life. I think that's what every single man goes through. And instead of taking on this idea from modern reality that you need to feel your feelings and you need to let your emotions control you, you need to understand that the pain is the beautiful part of the journey. The whole life, the whole adventure, as you can see very clearly in these movies, as I've seen very clearly in my life up until this point, is that you get nowhere by avoiding pain. Pain is coming to all of us. Our fathers and mothers will all die. Everyone we know and hold dear will die one day, and we'll have to deal with that pain. Businesses will fail. We'll have hard periods of business. We'll have hard periods in our life. This is a playground of challenges to prove yourself as a man. And each challenge that you get, if we look at Stoicism, each challenge you get is just an opportunity to present the man that you have become. How you deal with those challenges is what matters. And there's a beautiful quote from Marcus Aurelius: "Death smiles at us all. All we can do is smile back." And when I hear that quote, I picture death as a person. I picture death as the grim reaper in his cloak, smiling at you from a distance. Though we might be young, we know that death is coming for us all. And that power of smiling back at death, not scared, because the fact that things are ending is what makes them valuable. It's what makes time valuable now. It's what makes us value our existence and move with urgency. And all of that is beauty. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. I've heard that hundreds of times growing up, but I never really understood it until this current point in my life. We live in a dog-eat-dog world of business. Although business is not as aggressive anymore, business is not as violent, certainly not as the mafia. The social media world, the world of online business, is a dog-eat-dog world. And there are people out there that are not your friends. They are your enemies. They wish on your downfall. And in my head, I've always never understood, why would you keep an enemy close? But recently in my life, certain things have happened where I've understood that certain people do not want the best for me. And instead of trying to get away from them, instead of trying to separate myself from these people, I become close with them. I feed them information to lead them astray. Rather than trying to protect myself by distance, I protect myself with closeness. Especially in this online world, you don't know what people's intentions are for you when they want to know you. But if you know them and you know how they're thinking, you are protected, because you can feed them things that you want to feed them. You can misdirect them in the way that your life's going. The worst thing to do when you have an enemy, when you think somebody's against you, when it's not an upfront enemy, when you don't know for sure, but you think somebody's your enemy, the best thing you can do is keep them close, but give them certain information rather than all the information. If I told you there was a pill you could take and people would treat you better, they would give you free upgrades, better deals, women would be more attracted to you, and you'd live a all-in-all better life experience and get treated with respect, I imagine, depending on the cost, you would buy and take that pill very quickly. That pill is your suit. That's your armor. The better you dress, the more you are respected. And if you want to conduct business and be respected, especially as a young man, which I know a lot of my channel is 18 to 30, if you want to be respected when money and time are not on your side, dressing well is one of the best things you can possibly do. I see a lot of people that dress well and they instantly think, okay, I'm going to wear a full suit. If I wore a full suit around every day and looked like an Italian mafia boss in the fucking heat of Dubai, I would look like an idiot. You have to find your personal style and you have to fit it to who you are as a personality, and you have to fit it to the environment in which you live in. And when those things mix together seamlessly, then you look like a well put together man, then you garner respect. You do not need to wear a full suit to gain respect, but you have to find your personal style. There's one thing, a lesson I'll give you in finding personal style, because this was me 4 or 5 years ago. I look like a fucking retard. And I was rather less intelligent back then anyway, so I probably was. But this is me now, and you can see the difference in these two men. You wouldn't even think that this is the same person. I show people pictures of me from the past, and They can't believe what's been possible for changes in my life in the last 4 or 5 years from what I used to be. And that's possible for any single one of you. The way that I changed that in my own personality was through personal growth. There's been a lot of personal growth here, which makes you look different. But I found my inner fire, who I am as a person, my own personality. Style is unique and it's for each and every person. And the way I pick things is I lead with my heart. I listen to my intuition and observe my emotions. When I go out shopping, I believe in my head, I hold a thought in my head that everything I need in terms of what I'm looking for to look good, to dress well, is somewhere in the mall. It's somewhere waiting for me. If it's not in this mall, it's in the next mall. And I believe that wholeheartedly in my mind, that I'm just going to stumble across things that call out to me, that fit with my profile, that fit with who I am as a person. A lot of people follow trends. A lot of people follow what other people's advice is. Follow your own advice. Follow your own intuition. When an item calls to you as a man and you put it on, you feel good in it. And inside you, you think, yes. That's when you pick that item and you start to put it together and build your own style. What most people do is they put something on and they think, how will other people see me in this? You can't do that. You have to listen to your heart, because sometimes you'll buy something and think, do I really want this? No, not really, but I think it will make me look cool. And you feel a little bit of like a tinge of like apprehension before making a purchase. Don't just dismiss that. That's your guidance to who you are as a person, to your personal style. And that's just, rather than giving you style advice, I'll give you that one tip and you can pick out anything that will suit your personality. That comes down to cars, houses, furnishings. You need to listen to your heart. You need to listen to your own intuition and understand that you are already guided from within. I'm the head of an organization called the New Elite. And we believe inside of our brotherhood, you are only as strong as your weakest link. You're only as strong as the guy that would rat you out. You're only as strong as the guy that would run away from a fight. We have a creed inside the brotherhood to build strength, to make sure we have each other's backs, to look after each other around the world. And most people, we understand, do not have this in their life. They are a lone wolf, or the people they have around them would stab them in the back. Straight away, they would pass them up for money or a girl or something along those lines. And that's a horrible position to be in. To tell you the level that I go to be around the right people, I make enough money to live in Thailand like a king. But I understood that in Thailand, I was not going to be around the heavy hitters. I was not going to be around the multi-millionaires. I was not going to be around the business connections that I have in Dubai. So instead of living in Thailand like a king and enjoying my money and having a good time with my brothers, I've made the leap as the head of the organization to go to Dubai, to build better contacts within industries, to build better connections, to make more money, so I can feed that back to my brotherhood, so I can look after the people around me, so I can be surrounded by the best and become the best. One of the reasons I didn't move to Dubai for so long was because I felt uncomfortable about being surrounded by people more successful than me. I wanted to be the king. I wanted to be king of the hill. And unfortunately, in that place, you will never grow. So if you can identify in your life right now, okay, I'm literally just keeping these people around because they're below me, because they make me feel like top dog. Understand that you're not top dog, and let that encourage you. Let that light that fire back inside your heart when you've made 20, 30 grand a month and you feel like the big man. Put yourself in an environment where you're no longer that man. And once you do, you will open up a whole new world and you will feel discomfort. And we know that discomfort is where every man grows. And that was the reason I moved to Dubai. And that is the reason perhaps that you should join a brotherhood, or you should move from the location you're in to put those brothers around you that can help you get to that next level. This was us on a yacht in Thailand. Me and Dario in the back of one of his vans in Dubai. Me with James Blackwell. Me doing a podcast with Justin Waller and Stephen Ronald Bell. Me at one of our New Elite masterminds after a 5 a.m. beach run. Me and some of the New Elite boys driving Lambos in Dubai. The human experience and brotherhood is really fucking special. When you have guys around you that have your back, when you are rolling with the best and feel like you're improving just through your exposure to social interactions, that's fucking amazing, because you can go out and enjoy time with your friends and feel like you're growing and doing business. Whereas at the moment you might feel every time you go out with your friends, it detracts from your business. It takes things away. So roll with the best to become the best. A huge life lesson there. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. One of the most iconic lines from The Godfather. It's a mindset to knowing that you'll do whatever possible to win. This comes from learning to influence and persuade people. I very rarely take no as an answer to something that I want in life. The heart of this is understanding what another person wants and how they think, what's driving them and what's driving the words that comes out of their mouth. Now, if you can think about someone else, whenever I hire inside my business, whenever I bring on someone that I want to work with, I don't think about what can this person do for me. I already know that. They don't need to know that, what they can do for me. What I need to know is, why would this person want to work for me? Do they want money? Do they want respect? Do they want to get rich? Do they want social media exposure, that they want people to know their name. And you use those things, not in a manipulative way, but you use those things to talk to somebody and speak about terms and make them an offer that they literally can't refuse because you are speaking to their deepest desires. And once you understand how to look at a man and understand his deepest desires, and you can speak them back to him more clearly than he can think them himself, he can never refuse your offer, and you'll find better staff to work for you. You will find better deals. You will make more sales. This is one of the most important things that you can learn in business, and another lesson that is perfectly depicted in The Godfather. Perhaps a little aggressive, though, in The Godfather. You don't want to just fucking blackmail people. This is really on a lighter level than that. Now, let's go in a little bit into the charisma in The Godfather. I think this trilogy of movies is a masterclass in boss charisma, in how to command a room and garner respect just through the way you sit, through the way you present yourself as a man. And one of the most important lessons I noticed was don't speak whilst being spoken to. In the movie, there is a lot of times where people come in with problems and they speak to Michael Corleone or Vito Corleone and they are rambling on at him. And a lot of people, whether it be salesmen or just general day-to-day conversations, myself included, sit there and go, yep, yeah. And what happened then? Like some sort of gibbering idiot. And it was apparent to me so quickly in this movie that every time the boss is there, he sits, he rests his chin in his hand, like Robert De Niro's doing just there. He stares them straight in the eyes, and he listens to everything they say. And the smallest reaction you get is maybe a nod, a hint of a smile. But other than that, he listens and he thinks. And once he's heard what they have to say, rather than following along and gibbering like an idiot and saying, yeah, I get it, he just listens and he waits. He thinks about his answer, waits for silence, and then he speaks. That's so powerful. To somebody that you want to network with on a level, to somebody you want to get respect from, to just sit and listen to them, rather than going along like a monkey with everything they're saying. And I'd never really appreciated the power of that until I saw it in this movie. If you go and watch even just the opening scene of The Godfather, you'll see. All men want to be respected. Remember that. Let me show you a clip from this movie.
I'm your older brother, Mike, and I was stepped over. It ain't the way I wanted it. I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart, and I want respect.
Now, what you're seeing in that clip is the older brother of Michael Corleone, Michael becomes the boss of the family, and Fredo gets stepped over. And although he's looked after more than most as a brother, because he's the older brother, he can never get it through his head that he's not respected as much as his younger brother. Even though that seems insane, even though he's definitely not the right man for the job, he can't just be happy for his brother Michael. He has to have power and respect. And in the end, trying to gain that power and respect leads him to betraying his brother, leads him to betraying Michael. And this is what they're talking about now. And he's saying he's given out his heart and he's talking things that most men are too scared to ever say. But remember, inside of every man, no matter how weak, no matter how much you don't think they want it, every man given the option of power and respect will take it if it comes to him freely. Not every man is willing to do the work. Not every man is willing to take the responsibility. But every man, without doubt, wants power and respect. If you can remember that, you can remember how people tick. And you can also use it so that people do not manipulate you. You can use it so you understand what your subordinates want, so you know what the people underneath you want. You know what every man wants. You know every man with a chance to take it wants respect. And if you can give him that respect, if you can make him feel special, then you have a way to his heart. You have a way to have an employee that will work for you and feel respected inside of his job. And that is really what men are looking for, is freedom and respect, power and respect inside of their lives. And if you find a way to give that to a man, he will work for you forever. There were scenes in this movie that just surprised me. The cool collectedness of these men in certain situations, where I just thought the script writers would have him fly off the handle here. The script writers would have him go crazy. Like, the thing that's been done to him is insane. There's no way he can stay calm. But really, the biggest lesson, one of the biggest lessons in life for men and inside of this movie, is nothing, and I mean nothing, should make you lose your cool. Nothing is personal. It's all business. Everything that somebody does to you is just to further their own gain. They're doing it for their own reasons. Nothing is personal against you. A calm exterior and a calm mind will always benefit you. Never let a woman get a rise out of you. Never let a man make you lose your cool, because as soon as you do, you've lost the power in the situation. And if you can learn to control your emotions as a man, when you have mastery over your emotions, that is when you can become truly great. That's when you can become a master. That's when you can bend the will of reality to yourself. And even if you do have to act aggressively, this is not about being passive to everything that happens. This is about taking in information calmly. This is about not having arguments. This is about not overreacting, not letting your emotions boil over. If you have to act aggressively, you act coolly, you act calm, and you act decisive and instantly. And if you have to have an altercation, you have it out of power. You don't have it out of losing control. You quickly knock someone out, or you quickly end a fight or an altercation, and then you go back to the way you were before. That is far scarier. When you see that in the man, that is far scarier than the man that is shouting and swearing non-stop. He's the man that's lost his control, that's lost his temper. The man who's cold and calculated, he's a powerful man. One of the ways you do this is you remove importance from the majority of things in life. There's a few different books that go over this. It's in Transurfing Reality as a more spiritual look on this rule. And it's also in The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. And it's getting the idea through your head that very little in life really matters, that this argument, this disagreement, this thing with a girl, none of that really matters in the long run. So what you have to do is let go of the importance around the majority of things in your life, things that don't actually harm your morals or your values. Let go of the importance of a driver cutting you off, because once you do, then that anger, that frustration has no power over you anymore, and you retain the power for yourself. You retain the power inside you. So if a business deal is super fucking important to you, if you need it or you're going to die, like the world's going to end, I guarantee you something will go wrong with that deal. If you can understand that that deal is super important with you, but at that point go, I know I'll get another deal if this doesn't come through. That deal, the way you act, the way you're able to walk away from the table, to leave it there, the lack of being reliant on the deal makes it much more likely to come to you. And you can use that idea in anything that you do inside of your life. And the number one lesson for every man to learn, that I've had to learn time and time again, is take the highest level of responsibility for your life. Vito Corleone, he takes complete responsibility for everything that happens. There's a beautiful scene in the second movie where there's another gangster. He's just a young guy who's come over from Italy, and he's a young guy, and people are telling him, oh, he's the boss you have to pay protection to. This is the guy that you have to pay to protect you. And everyone's resigned to that fact, blaming him for why their life is difficult. And Vito Corleone comes through and he changes that. He kills this man. He takes control of his environment. Now, I'm not saying you should go around killing people. I'm absolutely not saying that. I'll get you in big, big trouble. This is a movie. Remember that, all right? Let's not get carried away here. But that lesson as a whole is very, very important. Everything is your fault. Once you truly accept this, you can become the creator of your own destiny. Once you accept the situation you're in right now is purely your fault, and that you have the power and only you have the power to change things, then you become powerful. Blame will never serve you, and it's for weak men. Now, through this video, I've talked about some lessons, and I've talked about brotherhood. And if you feel that that's missing from your life, that your life is not lived like that, we have the New Elite, and it's a network for men who are tired of a limited existence. It's for men that want the most out of their lives, men that want to roll with the best, the highest achievers across all industries, and use the power of a loyal brotherhood to take them to the next level, the power of having men around you that you can learn from. Men that want adventure and freedom and a life without limits. If you want a normal life, the New Elite is not for you, but don't worry, there's plenty of groups that accept normality. But for those that want to be wealthy, ripped, dangerous, well-connected, charming, have the women of their dreams and travel the world, this is the network to take you to that next level. What we're building in the New Elite is truly beautiful. It's an incredible brotherhood, and it has a lot of power. So brotherhood brings, I believe, adventure and fulfillment to entrepreneurship. If you feel that that is something you're missing, come and join me in my personal brotherhood, the New Elite. Go and click the link underneath this video in the description. Come and have a chat with us and see how we could take your life to the next level and bring more fulfillment and adventure into your life as an entrepreneur. Boys, it's been a pleasure.
Life as a man is harder alone. In In the world of men who dare to dream, the path to success can be a lonely road. You're pushing boundaries, but deep down, you know what's missing.
The New Elite is an entrepreneurs network, mainly focused on my philosophies around being an elite male. When someone comes in from even a 9 to 5, they're making 10 grand a month, and they see there's a guy who's totally free making 200 grand a month, the things that he can tell you will change your life.
Everything you need is coming to you. The lessons that you need to learn, the money that you want to earn, it's all coming to you in good time. But anything that comes to you before your time will be squandered. The most important thing you can learn is the wisdom. You have to learn the lessons. You have to live the life. The game is not about the trophies. The game is not about what you get at the end, the car that you have, the money that you earn. It's about the
person that you become.